What's up, guys? Happy 2 days after New Comic Book Day. That's right, today is Friday, and here are my thoughts on the 9 books that I picked up at my local comic book shop right after this. What's up, comic book fans? My name is Bruce Moreau.
And I am Stephanie.
What's up, comic book fans? My name is Bruce Moreau, and welcome back to Comic Book Reviews. That's right, welcome back, because this is my first comic book review video in a very long time. Ever since the quarantine hit and kind of shut down new comic books, this is like the first week where I was able to actually go to my local comic book shop, get enough books, or at least good books, to review for you guys. So, I have 9 books on tap. We have 3 Marvel, 3 DC, and 3 Indie, and they were almost all good books, so I am super excited to review these for you guys. But before we jump into that, let's get the business over with, right, guys? If you guys are not subscribed to the channel, what are you doing? Get yourself subscribed to this channel. If you guys are not hitting that bell notification right now while we're talking, you should be doing that as well, so that way you guys are notified when I upload new content to the channel, or when Stephanie and I go live. We go live every single Friday for comics and beer. And guys, I have been reaching out to creators to line up the biggest giveaways for you guys for the next 3 months. That's right, I have 3 months almost locked in place. That's June, July, August, ready to rock and roll. And guys, it's all a surprise to you, so it's gonna be great. And last but not least, let's please smash that like button and let's get into the reviews. All right, guys, my first book up for review is my second pick of the week. It didn't make the list for the first, but it is my second. It is such a good book. And guys, that is Batman number 92. This is written by James Tynion IV and art by Gilliam March. And this book was absolutely amazing. It did suffer a little bit of having to wait so long since the last issue number 91, but this is such a great book. We get some great battles between the Riddler and Batman, and how quickly Batman takes down the Riddler. So great. We get the designer at the end of the book. We get our first real punchline interaction with Catwoman and Harley. It was epic. It was awesome. I love the writing in this book. It's beautiful. It's done in such a great, elegant way. I love James Tynion's work on almost all the books that he's doing right now. And this is just a home run to me, in my opinion. The art by Gilliam March is okay. I'm not a huge fan of his. I'll show some B-roll probably right now on screen, so that way you guys can get an idea for what the artwork in this book looks like. But overall, like I said, it is a great book. I think you guys should go into that wallet, take out the green stuff, and go buy this book if you haven't already, because it is so good. I would rate this probably an 8.5 out of 10. It was such a great book, and it's a must pick up in my opinion. All right, guys, next up is The Batman's Grave number 7. Some frank, quietly goodness on this cover. Look at this. This was amazing. I had to pick this up once I saw it in the previews. Luckily, my store had some extra copies I was able to snag along with cover A. This is just such a great book. The Batman's Grave has been good from the beginning. It has great storytelling, a great story arc, great dialogue, and Brian Hitch's art is just crazy good. It's just a well-made Batman book, and I cannot suggest it enough. There's the banter between Alfred and Batman from the beginning of issue 1 is just, it's top notch. It's so good, and I don't know, I'm glad to see Alfred still alive in this book, and it's just, I don't know, I miss him in the main book, but I knew it had to happen. But you know, what can you do? I would give this book an 8 out of 10, and yes, spend the greenbacks on this book, guys. It really is a great book, and if you can find this cover, come on, it's an easy sell. Guys, I have something I seriously need to talk to you about. I've been meaning to talk to you about this for a while. I've actually mentioned it 10 times before, but I just want to remind you for an 11th time. Lois Lane is a great book, and Lois Lane, number 11, continues to be a home run in my opinion. This is written by Greg Rucka and art by Mike Perkins, and is just a super enjoyable story. And why I like it so much, I think Greg Rucka is making a character that I did not care about actually care about. It's a very interesting reporter, gritty, finding the truth in a mystery. It's a detective story. It is just so good. And the grittiness of Mike Perkins' art is just really great. I don't love his style altogether, but it really fits this book. I'll make sure there's B-roll for you guys. But, oh man, this is a really great book. I love this variant cover, and I love this book. Greg Rucka, again, you're killing it on this book. It's such a well-told story. It's a well-told story with great dialogue. It makes sense. And again, it's showcasing the ladies of the DC universe that usually don't get the spotlight, and that's another thing that I love about this book. I would give this an 8 out of 10. It really is that good, guys, I promise. And yeah, Lois Lane is a must pick up. Hey guys, it's Baby Yoda, and he's here to help me with these next reviews because I need the force from him to help me get my word straight, because these books are so good and so intense and so, I don't know, huge in the world building and everything else that I just need his help. And the first book up that we're going to talk about is Undiscovered Country, number 6. This is written by Scott Snyder and Charles Soule. I'm just going to open the front and try to remember their artist names right. The artists are Giuseppe Camicoli and Leonardo Marcelo Grassi, I believe. Guys, this was a really good issue. The other issues were really good, but this actually is hitting a key point in the storyline and really sucked me in. This was a thick book too, and it was just awesome from beginning to end. The action, the art was so stellar from beginning to end. It really was beautiful art, and I don't know, the story seemed to hit a good pace in this book. It was really well paced. The dialogue was great. Like I said, there was really big moments for some key characters in this book. Oh, and it's just, again, this crazy world that Charles Soule and Scott Snyder has built in this book is so good. It's hard not to recommend this book. This book is really, really that good. It's worth all your money. Again, I'm going to say it again. This is an 8 out of 10, guys. I know you're probably like, Bruce, this is the third 8 out of 10. Yes, because the books this week were just so good, and there's 9 of them. Yeah, it's just the art, the writing, the overall story arc that they're telling. Like I said, it's a key moment in that end of this first arc. It's so good. And the wacky animals and monsters and everything. It's so good. All right, guys. 8 out of 10, must pick up. Charles Soule, Scott Snyder. It's a must. Yeah, that's how I felt after reading this next book. My mind was everywhere. This is Decorum number 2. This is written by Jonathan Hickman and art by Mike Huddleston. Yeah, this book is crazy. As always with Jonathan Hickman, it's huge in scope, like so big. And he does this book in chapters. And there are 3 chapters in, I guess, the first book and in this book. And it's just introducing characters that I guess weren't in the first one, but they're a huge part of this story. The whole first half of the book, I was kind of lost, and then it gets back to the main characters, well, at least what I think of the main characters, and that kind of flowed really well. But this is a very interesting book. It's huge in scope and it's huge in story. So if you like something a little more contained, I can tell not liking this book, but I really enjoyed this book. I liked having to piece everything together and wanting to go back and find Decorum number 1 to help me piece together. I did not do that. I just didn't have the time. But overall, I would give this a 7 out of 10. It's a little lower only because, like I said, it is such a big. I was like, wow, what is going on with this book? It is crazy big, but super, super enjoyable. I really enjoyed this book. Yeah, and the art is so good. It is so good. It's wacky. It's great. And then there's some beautiful character artwork in the middle. Oh, it is a really, really good book, and I highly suggest you guys give this book a chance if you haven't already. It's Jonathan Hickman. If you like his kind of storytelling, which is always huge and big, you guys will like this. Yeah, let's get on to the next one. Yoda, I need your help. Can you do it? I think you can, because this is my pick of the week, and this book is so freaking good. Guys, it's Something Killing the Children, number 7. This is written by James Tynion IV. Again, my second book from James this week, and art by Werther Dell'Edera, who is an amazing artist. And this book was a home run from the first page. I love this freaking story. I'm not going to go super in-depth about the story and ruin anything for you guys, but there were some really great things with Erica Slaughter in here. There is some great interaction between 2 cops having to try to put the pieces together to go out and tell a bunch of parents about how their children were murdered and they don't know how they were murdered, and that their bodies were dismembered and they were pieced back together, or tried to piece them back together so that parents could say goodbye. Crazy, but it was like told in such a good way. And the conversation between Erica Slaughter, and I'm forgetting the other person, but he's from the slaughterhouse and he's come out to discipline her. It was so good. I love this book. James Tynion, amazing. Werther Dell'Edera's art is impeccable and it's perfect for this book. I'll have B-roll up right now. So good. If you guys are not reading Something is Killing the Children, I don't know what you're doing. I don't know where you are in the world, but go out, find all 7 issues, and fall in love with this book by James Tynion and Werther Dell'Edera. It is that good. I give this book a 9, maybe even 9.5 out of 10. This was that good of an issue. I loved this freaking issue. And yeah, Something is Killing the Children. My last indie book for the week. We're going to go into Marvel next, but guys, go out and spend the money. And if you can find some of those variant covers, let me know. Pick up an extra for me because I will send you guys the money because I want those 2 variant covers. Thanks, guys. All right, on to Marvel. All right, we have 3 Marvel books to end this video, guys. And the first one up is New Mutants number 10. This is written by Ed Brisson and art by Falvano. And look at this Mike Del Mundo cover. Oh, it's such beauty and gorgeous. I absolutely love this cover. And this is my first Ed Brisson book that I actually really enjoyed. It is by leaps and bounds way better than his first arc in this New Mutants book. I did not like his first arc at all because Jonathan Hickman is doing some of the storytelling in this. Is basically 2 main New Mutants team, and he was dealing with one and Jonathan Hickman was dealing with the other. This is kind of a mix of 2 teams, and Wildside is in this. I don't know what I don't even know that character that well, but this was a really good story. The team goes out to another country. There's this new mutant who is like lost and in trouble because that's what they do. They go out and save mutants. And it's a pretty crazy story, as you can tell by the cover. It is just, I don't know, a really fun book, and the dialogue is really done really well, better than his other books. It's still a little cheesy, but overall, I don't know. It's a good book. Again, I would give this a 7 out of 10, mainly because it's just such a huge step up for Ed Brisson in his New Mutants run. I hope he continues to write as well as he is on this book. Or in this issue for the rest of his run on this book, because this was actually really enjoyable and makes me want to continue picking this book up. Yeah, 7 out of 10, guys. What did you guys think? 7 out of 10? Let me know down in the comments below. Guys, I really enjoy the character Deadpool, and I also really enjoy the character Elsa Bloodstone. I think Elsa is one of the biggest underused characters in DC, or I shouldn't say biggest, because she's not this huge character that everyone knows is like, oh my god, Erica Bloodstone. I mean, when she's used and she's used right, it's such a great character, and she is perfect in this book right now because Deadpool is the king of Monster Island, which is Staten Island, and Kelly Thompson is just doing a stellar job on this book. She really is. There was some great growing moments in this book for Deadpool as a character, and Elsa Bloodstone was there to help him showcase how he's trying something different, which is really great for this character because this character is really easy to pigeonhole into one thing. But it's still funny. It's still, it's still a Deadpool book, but there was some great character growth, I think, especially in this issue. It was just a really fun issue. I mean, he has a shark with legs for a pet. It's like a shark monster pet. It's so awesome. Elsa Bloodstone's in this. But oh yeah, it's by Kelly Thompson and art by Gerardo Sandoval is the artist. I didn't love the art in this book. The previous artist was Chris Bacalao, and Chris Bacalao is one of my favorite artists of all time. So the switch over to this was a little jarring. I wouldn't say jarring. Jarring's not the right word. It was just, I missed Bacalao's art, but man, great storytelling, Kelly Thompson. Crushing it. I absolutely love it. I would give this a 7.5 out of 10. It's not quite an 8. It's not a 7. It's right in that sweet spot. That's 7.5. Oh yeah, let's jump into the last book of the week. All right, guys, my last book of the week is a great way to end the week of such a, I don't know, it was so many good books to read this week. I was so happy. And that is Daredevil number 20. This is written by Chip Zdarsky and art by Marco Checchetto. This team of Marco Checchetto and Chip Zdarsky crushes this book. It's so good. Some key elements in this issue that were really fun was that Daredevil finally starts to believe in himself. Chip Zdarsky tore him down, and it kind of is like starting to finally build him back up. And Daredevil, you know, he started to believe in himself. He knew he had to help the people, and he went out and he did it, and it was awesome. There's a great kingpin moment in this. So great fight scenes between Daredevil and all the villains that were in this. I don't want to ruin anything. There was some character reveals. There's a great moment between Foggy and Daredevil, because Foggy was like, "Don't put the suit back on," and you know, of course, Daredevil was like, "No, I gotta do it." Yeah, overall, just such a solid, great book. I just love this amazing story that Chip has been telling. It's been from issue 1 all the way until now, and it's still going. And I cannot wait to see how he's going to have Kingpin and Daredevil crash up against each other, because I think it's going to build to a head after this. Maybe they come together and fight the big evil rich people. Who the heck knows? I don't know. But I love this book. I would give this a 7.5 out of 10. That's right, guys. No book was under a 7 this week. This was a great week in comics. Yeah, I'm going to do my outro now, so let's jump into that. All right, guys, those are my 9 books for the week. What a great week of books. We have 9 books, none of them under 7. Can you guys believe that? It was crazy. I had so much fun shooting this video because there's just so much positivity, and that's what I love giving you guys. I don't like knocking on any book and saying that it's terrible, and sometimes you have to do it when you're a reviewer, but I didn't have to do that this week. It was all really good stuff. Hope you guys consider going out and buy them. I cannot suggest enough that you guys pick up Something is Killing the Children by James Tynion and Where the Dead Dare. This book was so good, but they're all good. They're all good. Pick them all up. If you can get more, pick them up. Multiple issues. Let's help this comic book industry that needs the help right now. But yeah, those are my books for the week. Let me know what you guys thought about my reviews. Do you guys agree with me? Did you not agree with me? If you didn't, let me know in the comments below. And if you did, let me know down in the comments below. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this video. I hope to see you guys on tomorrow night, or actually tonight, today's Friday, for Comics and Beer at 10 p.m. Eastern. And if not, well, I hope I see you next week. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.